Jon Jones didn't share that training clip by coincidence, and no one in the MMA world is buying the idea that it was just a routine workout. The timing alone makes the intention obvious. For months, Jones has existed in limbo, not fully retired, not fully active. Watching the heavyweight division continue without him as Tom Aspinall carried the title and Dana White slowly stopped bringing his name up in serious discussions. Then, right as plans for the UFC White House card began moving forward without his involvement, Jones dropped footage meant to send a clear signal. He's still training, he's still active, and in his mind, he still belongs on the biggest stage the UFC has ever tried to build.
Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Guard, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military. Just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
If Jon Jones pops out of nowhere and he says, listen, I don't care what happens with Tom. I just want to guarantee that whether it goes my way or it doesn't go my way, I get a rematch. I want to fight Tom Aspinall in February at a location of your choosing. I want the rematch to be on the White House lawn. Whether I stomp this guy out or this guy gets the jump on me, we rematch at the White House. There's Jon versus Tom, not just part one, part two. It makes it hotter. It makes it a lot spicier. Does that trump one non-title, non-contending, yet to pick a weight class, Conor McGregor against anybody that can fog a mirror? I'm asking you. I want you to tell me.
It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out.
We're talking about Eric Trump, by the way, not the big man himself, not big Donald J. Trump. No, but he probably does.
I mean, Jon Jones has to fight.
You think he'll be on it?
I mean, I think you're going to see. I feel like he has one left in him.
People started to take shots at the president of the United States because they're saying, oh, look at this. What an egomaniac. He's having it on his birthday. I think that's the perfect time, because if they did have it on the 4th of July, then it kind of interrupts everyone's celebrations. You know, it'd be a little bit of a distraction. And if you're trying to maximize viewing figures, okay, don't do it on the 4th of July. There's parties going on all over the place. It is a massive celebration. The beaches are packed. It's the middle of summer. People are having a good time. They're out there. They're at parades. You name it, they're all at barbecues. It's an amazing time in this country, right? They're all getting off on the 1776 vibes, which, by the way, no one in England cares about. And it's not because, right, we're sore losers. Honestly, nobody in the United Kingdom gives a damn about 1776. Let me just tell you that I didn't even know what it was until I moved here.
This isn't about conditioning or staying in shape. This is about seeking trust. Jones understands that Dana White no longer has confidence in him. Not after negotiations stalled. Not after the Aspinall situation fell apart. And not after years of mixed signals, retirements, comebacks, and commitments that never fully followed through. The White House card is not just another UFC event. It represents a political, cultural, and historic moment for the organization. And Dana White wants certainty, not instability. Fair or not, Jon Jones has become associated with unpredictability. That's why this training footage matters. The emphasis on heavy grappling, controlled clinch positions, steady pressure, and positional control feels deliberate. It looks carefully chosen, almost as if Jones is communicating without speaking. Disciplined, prepared, calculated. Joe Rogan noticed it immediately, pointing out that this doesn't resemble a fighter hunting for flashy knockouts. It looks like someone training for a very specific danger. And that danger is Alex Pereira.
Dana said that, listen, you know, he's let him down before, and they only want people that are absolutely dependable.
You know, I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Which I get. You can't have people jumping on and jumping off a card like the White House. You can't have the president of the United States and the whole world watching and waiting for one of the most sensational fight cards of all time, which is what Dana's promised, by the way, and I'm sure it will be.
It's the Sphere on steroids. I mean, it's going to be a one-of-one event. There'll be nothing like it ever again.
Everyone's minds and imaginations are running wild. You've seen people all over the place putting out their dream White House card. And of course, for the most part, I guess Jon Jones kind of does have to be on it.
For DC?
Yes, sir.
I saw Jon Jones is back in the testing pool.
Yes.
Talking about going on the White House card.
Yes.
I think with his extensive criminal record, the Secret Service will let him on the White House grounds.
That's such a good question. Woo.
That's actually a good question. Well, we always have to pass background checks when Trump's there and he got the fight, so I'd imagine he will be. And I gotta be honest with you. All right, so listen. All right. No disrespect to anyone here. I love you guys so much. You can go to the White House and I'm positive you'll win, right? But if we really need an American to win, right, gotta kind of send Jon Jones, don't we? I mean, seriously, like, I mean, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't like him, but it's like, if we need an American to win, don't we just send the guy that always wins?
Yeah, no, he's going.
And he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And nobody tries harder than me. Are you sure Jon Jones doesn't try a little harder than I do?
I don't know. It's close.
It's close. It's close.
If Jones were ever to receive that White House opportunity, Pereira is the fight hanging over everything. Stylistically, it's a dangerous matchup if handled incorrectly. Pereira doesn't rely on long exchanges, high output, or building momentum. He only needs a single opening, one lapse in positioning, one moment where the distance closes the wrong way, and the fight can end instantly. Jones is fully aware of that reality. That's why the footage doesn't feature reckless trading or uncontrolled striking. Instead, it highlights restraint, composure, and positional dominance. This is the type of preparation designed to neutralize a striker who feeds off disorder by removing space, slowing the pace, and shutting chaos down entirely.
Jon Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House, but Dana seems more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to Jon Jones. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I believe that you got to let him fight, man. I think that you put some things in his contract that makes it very costly to not follow through. Say something happens in the law and he has to be pulled off the card, $1 million. Say he just says he doesn't want to fight, $1 million. But you put these safeguards in place to make sure that he shows up there.
It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out.
There's a big card you keep talking about that you want to be on, a White House card, right?
Yeah, dude.
Who do you want for that? You want Pereira?
I'd like to fight Alex Pereira at the White House. I feel like he's incredibly respectful. I feel like he's a household name in America and MMA. Everybody knows who he is. He's a champion. He's in the conversation of being one of the greatest fighters of all time. It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out. I beat many Brazilians over the course of my life. Either way that fight were to go, no one loses in that fight. It generates so many millions for the sport. There's just no losing when you have such high level people competing who respect each other.
When you talk about the White House and having the greatest American fighter of all time, I mean, how can you have a White House card without literally the GOAT?
Rogan has said this before, and the footage only supports that point. If Jones were to face Pereira, the goal wouldn't be to beat him at his own game. It would be to shut him down. Pressure in the clinch, control along the fence, constant takedown threats, and forcing long, uncomfortable stretches where Pereira can't set traps, can't sit on his power, and can't control distance. Jones would have to fight with calculation, not flash. Because choosing to trade strikes with Pereira is the quickest way to get knocked out on the biggest stage imaginable. But this is where the real issue begins. None of that preparation guarantees Jones gets the opportunity he's aiming for. Dana White isn't doubting Jon Jones's skill set. He's doubting his reliability. The White House card can't afford late pullouts, public uncertainty, or unnecessary drama. And Jones's track record has turned every commitment into a question mark rather than a certainty.
Will we ever see Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira? Possibility. I mean, Rogan is pushing me right now to try to make that fight. It's just, guys, Jon Jones is a whole nother. I consider Jon Jones the greatest combat fighter of all time. Jon Jones, nastiest dude ever in the history. And Jon's got a dark side to him, man. He shoots guns. Jon Jones is a killer.
Well, one thing I want to talk about MMA real quick, Rampage, with you, and I'm being serious in my day, and then I want to hear your opinion. Our Jackson Podcast Discord keeps asking, Rampage, what do you think of Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira? If they were to fight, how would Alex Pereira fight? How would Jon Jones fight? Who would win? You've obviously been able to spar with Alex, and you've been able to fight Jon Jones. And then, Mighty, I'll let you run at this, but how do you think that would go, Rampage?
Honestly, I think Jon Jones will poke him in the eye right off the bat.
Oh, my God.
What? You asked me a serious question. No, I'm telling you, seriously.
That ain't in Jon Jones' repertoire. He ain't doing all that. It happened one time against you.
One time? Ex DC. Ex everybody else who Jon Jones fought, and they was doing a little bit better than Jon Jones wanted them to. He I poke you and he'll kick your knee backwards.
So who wins?
You know what? I never say anything against Alex Pereira because he's the man, but I think that Jon Jones would find a way to get him to the ground and try to submit him.
Yeah. You don't think that he would try to sit there and stand up with him?
No, Jon Jones wouldn't.
He's too intelligent. I mean, you look what Jon Jones did to Cyril Gane, right? He didn't stand with Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
And Cyril Gane comes from a striking background. He moved and took him down and ground upon him and submitted him with a very easy submission.
Right away too, right?
Right away. So I think that's how the fight would go down. And Jon Jones is also a big presence inside the octagon. So I think Jon Jones wouldn't have a hard time with Alex Pereira, especially if Jon Jones can address that calf kick, because when you watch Alex fight, he uses that calf kick to get a response. I want to see something. You need to do something. You're going to do something. I'm going to come forward.
That's why this clip feels less like training for a specific opponent and more like a message aimed directly at the UFC. It's a reminder of who Jon Jones is, what he offers, and a subtle appeal not to be excluded from what could be the defining event of his career. Because if Jones isn't part of the White House card, it won't just be another missed matchup. It will be proof that the sport has finally moved on without him. And this footage, controlled, intentional, and carefully timed, comes across as his final effort to prevent that outcome. The real question now isn't whether Jon Jones still has the ability to compete. It's whether Dana White is prepared to put his trust in him one last time.